Good morning. Okay, it's Wednesday. Sorry, I'm a bit shaky. There's the shrine at 6 o'clock in the morning. I think it's February. Must be the 17th or so. There he is. Right there. There's some people up and about driving around in their little cars and things. Can't see any trains, but there are some about. There were some over there, but they're... Oh, these things are terrible. It makes it too bright. So these new iPhone type things are not true to what you see. It's a little better when you're distant, but if you go closer, see what it does? Instead of toning it back so you can actually just see it, it makes it much brighter, which is quite annoying, to be honest. It needs to be just toned back to what it should be. You know, it doesn't improve anything. See how it's pretty disgusting when you think about it. Anyway, so I'm just waiting for my video to upload. I've got 2 other ones, so I'm looking forward to those being up, and you're going to be blown away with the fun of it all. And I just noticed that there are many of our people still thinking and carrying the this blue administrative ensign, and many of our people still think that is the flag of the Commonwealth of Australia. I don't know if they realise that Australia and the Commonwealth of Australia are 2 totally separate things, or and we don't want to submit to that, but we also don't want to submit to the Aboriginal flag. And the more they abuse the blue ensign, and the slower our people are to pick up the true flag, which is a red one with the right stars on it. But the speed at which they're forcing the administrators to take down that blue flag because they're flying it as a Nazi scheme is causing us problems, and those problems are made clear when the administrative flag is taken down, and so we're stuck with Aboriginal nonsense, which is a racket to take our stuff, and our stuff being all the fruits, and the first fruits in particular of our country and our land, because Aboriginals believe, or the crypto-Aboriginals believe, they have the right to the first fruits and want to white erase Western kind that built this country and this beautiful Commonwealth, and laid the foundations for everyone here to basically skin us alive and take everything we have, starting with our homes, our food, and everything else. And so I wish our people would realise and wake up and see that racially vilifying Western kind is to their own detriment, because they're going to be the slaves in that system, which it's not a system, it's law, but we call it a system to distance ourselves, but we're not distant. There goes a train. Yeah, so using the flag of the administrator is simply getting them to remove it so that the only Australian flag in existence will be the black, white and red, which is what they did to Germany. Our people in Germany got totally squashed and taken over, and everyone abusing them forever, which is meant to be 99 years. It's meant to be almost over, I believe, if not already over. But the problems for Germany are now the non-white migration, we'll say invasion, because they're deliberately telling the Germans, we're going to outbreed you and we're going to basically fuck your daughters, which is disgusting. Mostly certain kinds of nuns, we won't mention who, but it's going on and it's being done here. You can see every so often is a mixed pair, and this is not beautiful and desirable. It's genocide, and it's against international law. And so people are doing that. It's also against biblical law, kind after kind, the first law. And so we're not supposed to mix in with other kinds. And people don't like to hear that much, but that it is what it is. If you care about your people, you'll maintain those people, whatever it costs. And sadly, the only options we have is, be destroyed by mixing, or be alone, because our own people are stupid mixing. And so we have to stop. We have to think about this. And often when we stand up for our own people, we get completely isolated. And so our people have to realize that we are a people. And if you're from another, like a non, that's okay. But you can't participate in white erasing my people. So the more money you suck out of us, the more homes you steal from us, whether you buy them or not, is still stealing. The more food you steal from us, no matter if you buy it, is still stealing. No matter what you do within that financial, monetary, fiat currency system, you are placing burdens on my people, Western kind. And so the more of you that are in our Western countries putting burdens on our backs, the more damage you're causing, and you're not our friend. And so the blood of the Anzac doesn't cover you on the Commonwealth of Australia or any part of the Commonwealth if you're doing that. So the people covered by the blood of the blood of the Anzac for self-determination are those that do not participate in the debt slavery over our people. Those people are in the Commonwealth and are covered by the blood of the Anzac. So it's very fine. It's a very fine distinction. Narrow is the way. Strait is the gate. And if you look at a strait, S-T-R-A-I-T, it's a narrow sort of place in between things of water where you can travel through very carefully. As long as you don't hit the sides, you're okay. But if you hit the sides, your ship will sink. So you need to be very careful with your navigation in that particular situation. Straight is the way, and narrow is the gate. Let's see. If you don't know who you are, it's very difficult to navigate. So when you go and try to be in the Commonwealth, most people don't care. They'll just roll all over you and us as a people, and they are doing it. And they know they're doing it. That's the thing. The ones who don't know, I'd say there are few of them, not many. I see down here lots of little rowing boats going along with their lights. It's kind of cute. I wish I wish this would stop brightening it up, because it actually looks pretty how it is, but it makes it too bright and you can't see them. You can see just bigger lights than it should be. I just wish it would. I can't get it to do that. Oh, how annoying. Yeah, so when you're back here, can you see them? See how they're very soft? But if you go and do it extensive, it makes the whole thing brighter and it interferes. This is what I don't like about these types of technology. They don't allow raw photography, and it's disappointing. Anyway, so I'm sorry I sound a bit sort of lame and blunt and whatever, but you know, it's cold and it is 6 a.m. We've had a few nice days here, so it hasn't been as hot and tiring. And if we weren't such a demoralized people, things like mothers leaving their children and fathers not being there, whatever it might be, those kind of things would have been alleviated by our united racial community of Western kind, as happened when I was little. My mother left me at 5 months old, and I was basically looked after by women in the community. Granted, they were not my direct family, and so there's no ongoing connection with those people any longer. That's the sad part. That's part of the demoralization. So we were already at a huge disadvantage racially, because our people are not in their family groups, and that part of our culture has been stolen out from us by re-education and by all the defamation against particularly the English, but also others. And it's quite sad, really, for our people, because everyone thinks it's okay to cause us harm because of our race and our nature of our being born, how we are. God created us as we are. And so, yeah, the racial abuse and vilification and discrimination done against us for centuries now is leading us to be completely weakened as a people and dissolving our own racial heritage more and more every day. And I see more young people of our people giving away their heritages to be at university. And the university is only going to chew you up and spit you out. You might make it, but the next non-white that comes by with a victim mentality is going to get your place. So, you need to stand up for your own people, because if you don't, your own people are being crushed already and you're just contributing to it. So this isn't a video for the faint-hearted, and none of my videos really are, because how many of you can stand to be told you're not in the banking system any longer? How many of you can say, well, that's okay, I'll die in the streets of my own country as evidence against you? How many are willing to put your heart out there in the front of you and do what it takes to be a self-governing and self-determined people outside of these foreign interests that are totally crushing Western kind. Totally crushing. Not just a little bit, but completely. And it's time we stepped up and stepped out and started to have the balls, the absolute balls of the Anzac men of Western kind who went out to protect and to win our right to self-govern as a people on our land. Now the Anzacs and the Allies were sucked in to killing others of our own people, and so were Germans, absolutely brain-fucked against each other, and Austrians and the Polish were all brain-fucked to fight against others of their own brethren, forever, and still believing, still participating, unbelievably. In this horrible slander against our own people. So we have to think about things and change. I was walking around doing some things a couple of days ago with my red and white checkered bag, and another man said, "Hey, it was at the church." I went to a church, which I don't do all the time, but I did this time. And a man said, "Oh, that's it." I think he said, was it Serbian or Croatian? That, red checkered. And that's the second time someone did that, a man of those cultures. I was like, yeah, it seems to be. People tell me that, so I like it. I wear it around my little red and white bag. I'm going to be sad when it wears out. I mean, the day will come when it wears out, sadly. But isn't it cool? Loving our own cultures. Nobody being matched to us. And yet they walk every day in our clothes. They wander around eating our food, thinking they can copy. But there's never quite right, is it? We're all unhappy. Well, the food isn't like it used to be. Well, that's because we're not cooking it. If we were cooking it, it would be like it used to be. If we were growing it, it would be like it used to be. If our mums were at home with our children, the care would be like it used to be. You see, because to have what we used to have, we have to do what we used to do. And while we're not doing what we used to do, we're not getting what we used to have. It's blatantly obvious, and lots of us are feeling this decline in value, decline in Western culture because of the mixing of nons into our countries. And they're abusing us. They get away with it, and our own people are so brain-fucked that they're standing up for those nons. Oh, they're a minority. That's false. We are the minority. It's time to address this hatred against our people. We can't hate our own people. We need to hate the opposition. When it says love your enemy, it doesn't mean give them everything. It means nothing of the sort. It doesn't mean loving those that are destroying us. There's no point being stabbed with somebody's sword, is there? Because then there's nothing left of you. You have to do something, because we're being crushed. I've only got probably 9 weeks of money left. I don't see any of my people reaching out their hand and saying, hey, I've got somewhere for you to stay. Hey, I've got somewhere for you, hey, I want to come and make money with you so that you're okay. I've invited people to come and make money with me so that I can stay alive, but it looks like it's not going to happen. So in 9 weeks, I get the choice. Live on the street or just maybe die there. I mean, that's the thing. My birth mother's still alive. She's over in Epping. She's got her name and details public in the church record and can be found very easily. All of my details are silent. She wants to be found. She wants her children to come to her. But what she doesn't realise is, I for one, I said to the court, I've said it to all of the courts, except for the higher ones out of Victoria, and except for the Court of Appeal, but they'll be finding out, that I'm happy to meet my maker. I'm innocent. I've done what I can do. There's nothing here for me. So whether I live or die, it makes no difference to me. Do your best, But don't be medically abusing and all of this shit, anti-whiteism that they do on us, torturing us in the hospitals. Boy, have I got some interesting report on that to do. My only fear is being alive still in this situation, isn't it? Because while alive, if you're sort of halfway between life and death, you can be severely abused by nuns, even in our own country. And we see videos of that on the internet everywhere. It's prolific because the nuns on Western Kind are extremely violent and horrific. And is anybody paying attention to our pain? So is anyone out there going to actually listen and, start to make money together? Or are you just wanting to be victimized all your lives? Because those men out there with the blue administrative flag hasn't even got the right stars on it. Are they going to actually get together and make money together and grow each other and all of this? And are they reaching out to all of white Western Kind? Or are they just a select group doing a specific thing, pushing the administrator closer to the corporate crypto Aboriginal movement that is overtaking us and genociding us by reputation and so forth, killing our reputation, putting themselves in our place, calling themselves the Anzac, calling themselves the diggers, Indians calling themselves the diggers out there. They're not diggers. The diggers were last century. Our people were the diggers. The diggers are not today. So that genocide that happened on the 11th of November on the steps of our holy ground next to that shrine of remembrance, the genocide is a criminal activity of apartheid done against the Anzac ourselves, our own people. by these crypto Aboriginals. Crypto meaning fake, because they are fake. It's a corporate takeover of our country. I have gathered you as a hen gatherer for your chickens, but you would not. Will you wake up? Will you be doing anything? Will you be moving into, in Australia, the Commonwealth of Australia? Do you have the guts? Do you have the balls to do it? Women, do you have the fucking balls to do it? Women, what is your problem? Get home, stay home, do the right thing. Men, get out there, build it. You don't even want to make money. Oh, you slay away. Oh, you're busy doing this and this. I fucking invited people down here. Oh, I don't want to go to Melbourne. Well, don't go to Melbourne then. Don't make money. But the only way we're going to get out is to have money to start with. So thank you for not bothering to heed the call. It would be nice if people made contact. I've given you my number. Listen to the videos. Make contact. Or stop making excuses. One of the two is fine. I want my people to do well. You can contact me on X. You can contact MELYSACATHCART, which is a public-facing name, on Facebook. You can send a little message on either of those two. You can comment in my comments here on YouTube. Okay? I'm a smart cookie. If you're talking code, I'm going to work it out. But if you don't want to assist each other and support each other, then you're part of the problem. If you're one of these Nazi larpers going around using our flag of the Anzac to destroy anyone else, you're doing the wrong thing. Because we have to self-determine as a people so that we can survive. 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 Are you understanding? We are being white erased by apartheid and genocide. In every Western country, and in particular here in the Commonwealth of Australia, we're the first target. Once they target everyone else, we're fucked. And it's already happened. It's already being done. They've already got every ad on the TV as a black man with a white woman. Sorry to be rude, but that's what it is. And every ad on the TV is an Asian woman with a white man of Western kind. And the Asians walk around with big smiles on their faces because they've had a baby with a white man. And the white women are too stupid to say, now hang on a minute, that's our domain. I mean, I'm not a picture to behold. I have a spinal injury, so it makes it very difficult. I was jogging around. I can't run. I was jogging around for quite a while, but it caused quite a lot of pain. And the only way I could lose weight was just not to eat. Because if eating fruit and vegetables without meat is literally just not eating. Don't worry about what other cultures tell you. Other cultures have their own problems because they don't eat meat. You can see in their dumbass IQs how they are. But some races just don't have the capability. But they do have the capability to be murderous and nasty. You think they don't, but they absolutely do. Of course they do. And they will kill to have what we have. You've got a white man in the city who got his throat slit by an Indian. He was in hospital, in a coma for 3 weeks. Bled out of his throat. That was with a glass bottle. Can you imagine if we still have weapons? Can you imagine what they have been doing to our people? Non-whites? In Sunshine, a black killed an Asian. 2 nuns. So, no white guilt NWG, Jason Cooner, is 100% correct. The fight won't be between whites and nons. It'll be between 2 nons. Why? Because the whites are stupid and cucked. Maybe they're not, I don't know. It could just be some fly in the wall of viewing things. Our Anzac did not fight for nons to kill us off. They didn't do any of that. It's time we woke up. It's time we woke up. Do you want to make money or not?